Alexei Goncharenko, a member of Ukraine's parliament, joins me live now from Odessa, Ukraine, for more on all of this. Alexei, thanks for joining us again. Last we spoke, you were there in Odessa still. What are you seeing there now?
In Odessa, it's quite calm because there are no ground fightings around the city. Russians are attempting some landing operations, but with small boats, but everything they failed. So big landing operations they are not risking to make. But unfortunately, they are bombing and shelling like in other cities of Ukraine. Here in Odessa, they are also using for this navy. And for the first time in 80 years, Odessa is bombed from the sea. But that time it was German Nazi, and now it's Russian Nazi.
Now, Odessa is a critical port city, so a big target, presumably, for Vladimir Putin. How worried are you about the city?
The whole country is the target for Putin. Yes, certainly Odessa is one of the most important for Putin cities. I think Sebastopol, Odessa, and Kiev are three sacred cities for Putin in Ukraine. But our army is holding the ground. They cannot go from Mykolaiv region. I just yesterday was on the front line. Yes, you are now showing the map. Thank you. And I was just 30 kilometers from Kherson, which is occupied, but Russians cannot go further. So Odessa, from this point of view, is safe. They can try a landing operation and also attack from Transnistria, occupied part of Moldova. But I think they will fail. That's why they are not risking to do this for the moment. Our army is ready to fight with them here. But certainly the biggest challenge for all country and for Odessa is the Russian dominance in air. While we are holding the ground, Russians are still stronger in air. That's why we so desperately need air defense systems, aircrafts, and we are waiting for them. So it's so important, I can't tell you. And both from military point of view and humanitarian, because hundreds of civilians are killed by Russians by attacks from the air in Mariupol, in Kharkiv, Chernihiv, in other cities of Ukraine.
Now, what do you make of President Zelensky's conditions for a compromise with Russia, that he would abandon hopes of joining NATO and accept neutrality in return for Russia withdrawing its troops and security guarantees from Western countries?
I can tell you the truth. I don't believe in these peace negotiations because Putin wants war. And he still believes that he can achieve his military goals. The only thing which can stop him is a massive, huge support by weapons from NATO countries, first of all, the United States. That will make him to sit on the peace table, nothing else, unfortunately. So if we want peace as soon as possible, and the whole world wants it, because it's, yes, Ukraine is suffering enormously, but also the whole world is in danger when Russian tanks are shooting in the biggest in Europe nuclear power plant, chemical factories, and so on. So if you want peace the quicker possible, we need to provide Ukraine with the most powerful weapons to defend our sky. And after this, I think real peace negotiations can start.
Now, Ukraine's intelligence chief says that Russia may be seeking to split the country in two in an attempt to create a sort of North Korea, South Korea type scenario in Ukraine. What do you think that would mean, and how do you stop it?
I think that was scenario maybe at the beginning, but now it's impossible. Ukraine did not collapse, has not collapsed, and will not collapse. That's for sure. I think everybody in the world now understand this. And even American intelligence, there were information from American media that American intelligence gave to Ukraine 96 hours before failure. But you see the second month already, and Putin cannot take any big city in Ukraine. So Ukraine will not collapse. He will not divide our country, not split our country. That's why he's now just destroying our country with missiles, air bombings. It's a serious scenario just to destroy everything, to kill thousands of people. That will have a huge consequences for the whole world.
Now, there are no humanitarian corridors for civilians to evacuate today amid concerns about possible provocations from Russian forces. How important are those escape routes, and what's the biggest concern now without them in play?
That's extremely important from a humanitarian point of view. Just 3 days ago, I was in Chernihiv, which is one more city which is almost completely blocked by Russians. with more than 100,000 people still in the city, without, for almost 2 weeks without electricity, water, without heating, almost without gas. And it's awful situation there, real humanitarian catastrophe. And the corridors in which people were leaving from the city, just on my eyes, Russians were bombing with mortars. So that is awful. That is a real war crime. Putin is war criminal, and not only him, but all Russian military troops and generals.
Alexei, you say that you don't have faith in these peace talks right now. So realistically, how do you see this playing out? Do you see an end to this war anytime soon?
Yes, I see the end of this war if there will be a big, massive weapon supply. And Putin will understand that he can, and this first thing, and the second thing, real sanctions, for example, a real cutoff from SWIFT, so that Putin cannot afford this war. And real embargo on gas and oil, Russian gas and oil, that can stop Putin, nothing else.
What do you make of the response from the U.S. and the West so far, and especially after President Biden's trip to Europe last week?
I want to tell you the truth. That was a very passionate speech of President Biden in Warsaw. It was passionate and very important for us, but there were not much concrete things there. We cannot survive just with the words that the world loves us. We need weapons. That's the difference. And we need sanctions such as, for example, SWIFT, I already mentioned. Only 7 Russian banks are really cut off from international financial system. 7 banks, which makes only 15% of Russian economy. So it's not something that will influence Putin's behavior. That's absolutely should be clear for everybody. So the words, and also not only the words, I don't want to underestimate the help of the American people and nation and society and administration. We are receiving a lot of help. But if we really want to stop the war, and if we don't want to allow the Third World War to explode in Europe, we need much more. And I was hoping that during this visit, President Biden will tell more about some exact things which will be done. Unfortunately, I haven't heard them.
Well, it seems one big one is that the U.S. wants to now assist Europe in being less reliant on Russian oil in the future. But we will, of course, stay tuned for more developments there. Alexei Goncharenko from Odessa. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.